Dear brothers and sisters, I welcome you all to hear and see this video message. In this video, we are going to pray for our gross domestic product should rise from our present 4.5 at present, that is on December 2019, to rise 9%. This article it's read by Brother Ruban Ebenezer from Tamilnadu, India. He is our admin member of Shadow Cabinet of India prayer team. This article wrote on 26th December 2019 by Brother Ruban Ebenezer. This suggestion I sent to our union government through citizens portal mygovernment.in. Content for this video I given in the description. You can go through and study. If you are someone who does not fully understand economics and don't know why the entire country is talking about economy or GDP, then take 5 minutes to read this. I will try my best to explaining it in the simplest way possible about the main factors of economy and why everyone should worry about it. Indian economy is not doing good. If you are following the news or social media post, you would have heard this sentence. Now you need to ask, how do you know the Indian economy is not doing good? Here we need to look at different data such as GDP, unemployment rate, inflation rate, consumer spending, etc. When these factors are too low except inflation rate and consumer spending, that means the economy is struggling. So a low inflation rate is good thing, right? Not really. Inflation in simple terms is demand and supply. If supply is more than the demand, inflation is less, which is what is happening right now. People are not ready to buy. So a lower inflation rate may be a good thing. However, a very low inflation rate is indication of economy where people do not want to buy anything. The Indian GDP growth has reduced. What does that mean? Okay, first understand what is GDP, gross domestic product. It is an accumulation of all the goods and services paid that a country produces. If a country is producing more, its GDP is high. If it is producing less, then its GDP is less. It means the number of companies which were producing goods and services has reduced. This means the number of people now needed to do the job is less, which increases the unemployment rate, which reduces the spending, and that reduces the GDP growth rate because we are not able to produce what we are producing earlier. The Indian GDP growth rate is 4.5%. What does that mean? It is all about comparison. If I say my height is 5 feet 10 inches, that could either mean I am tall or short depending on what or who I am comparing it with. India's present GDP rate on 2019 December is compared with the base year 2011 and 12. So they compare current GDP with the base year of 2011 and 12 to determine how well or how bad we are doing. So based on that, we are growing at a rate of 4.5%. Most developed countries have a GDP growth rate of 3%. So that means 4.5 is still good, right? Say if your salary is 1 lakh rupees per month and your brother is getting a salary of 10,000, now you get a bonus of 3% and he gets a bonus of 4.5%. By this logic, you got 3,000 rupees whereas he got 450 rupees. So a GDP growth rate is also depends on the size of the economy, and India being a developing country, ideally our economy needs to grow at 8 to 9% so that we can keep up with people looking for employment and catch up with the rest of the world economy. at 4.5 percentage, our progress will be seriously hindered and we will struggle to keep up with figure economy. But more importantly, as I explained earlier, this will means more unemployment, less spending, meaning demand keeps going down, and that is a chain that will lead to even worse economic scenario. What has the government done to help the economy? Let's think of the Indian economy as a car. Say if your car is coming to a standstill. This could mean the vehicle is running on fumes, or the engine is seizing, or tires are worn out. There can be many more reasons, but most people thinking adding more fuel will make the car run. This is what the current government did. They thought to reverse the current economic slowdown, it was important to help companies, so they reduced the corporate tax. But the problem was not that companies were not able to produce more. It is not like that they did not have enough money. The problem was that they did not have any buyers. Reducing corporate tax is like adding more fuel to your car tank when there is enough fuel already. But the main problem was that the engine was seizing. In this example, the engine is people who don't have job, people who lost their money through demonetization or closing of banks, people whose business failed because of low demand, poor GST implementation, etc. What the government needed to do was create a demand that was only possible when people have enough money to spend. This means the need of the hours is to fix the engine, not add more fuels like the way Indian government did. Companies are already sitting with thousands of crores of cash and they are not ready to invest. By providing them tax benefit, it is not like they are going to invest. No, they are now sitting with even more cash, are not ready to invest. To reverse the bad situation, they needed to address people's problem rather than giving companies a tax cut. Now, by this point, it is clear that the reason for bad GDP numbers is not because of companies' inability to hire people or produce more goods. It is because of the people's inability to buy. How do you make people buy? That is $1,000,000 question. When the unemployment rate is high, people have less money to spend, or even if they have saved some money, they don't know where the next paycheck is coming from, so they focus on saving rather than spending, and that results in very low demand. Look at the numbers where people are not buying cars, bikes, clothes, etc. This is the reason. How can the government create more demand? It is very important to generate more employment, reduce income tax, give a handout to the lowest of the lowest section of the society, and more important than anything is to general works that would get income for people living in rural India. 66.46% of India is rural. What they do will have an impact on everyone else. People living in rural India needed to work, and most of the work they do fall under the unorganized sector, which had the biggest impact thanks to the demonetization, which destroyed their livelihood. Some of the other factors including severe floods and severe drought, no minimum support price and no crop production, and many more. These people need production, they need more job, they need the guarantee that the crops that they grow will get a good price. This is when they will earn more and spend more too. I am not an economist. That is, Ruban Ebenezer is not an economist. Ruban Ebenezer assuming if you are reading this, neither are you, and that is not the problem. Problem is Modi, Shah or Nirmala Sitharaman are not economists too. A finance minister works with hundreds of economists. However, because none of these top level leaders are economists, they would not know a good economic reform even when they see one. More importantly, they don't have the courage to accept that they don't know how to reverse it. The time is running out. They needed to keep their pride aside and ask for help, even if it means asking help from foreign economists, people from opposition parties such as Sri Manmohan Singh and Chidambaram, and Indian economists like Raghuram Rajan and Abhijit Banerjee, etc. There are millions of options. However, the first and foremost thing to do is accept that we are in trouble. But as long as the current government lives in denial, this is going to go from poor to bad to worse. Worse is not yet to come. It is already here. We are not able to know it because of the data manipulation and hiding data. What is 4.5% is exaggerated numbers. In real truth, India is seeing a 2 to 2.5% of GDP growth. There is no time left to wonder. Now is the right time to put in the collective effort, or we will end up going from developing country to a poor country, and this is over the horizon. It should not happen for India. India should be going from developing country to developed country by the good advice from the opposition leaders, from the leaders like Manmohan Singh and Chidambaram and Monday Sikh Aluwalia, like that. Amen. It should happen for India.